Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make this thing right here. This is a new bracelet. Well, this isn't really a bracelet yet, but it will be after I make this tutorial. This is my own original design, hopefully. It's really simple, so I'm not really sure if it is. If it isn't, just tell me in the comment section who made it before me, and a link to their tutorial will be nice. But this is a part of my new series, the Spikes and Spines series, and this is the spiked double single, I think. If it's spine double single, I'll tell you in a caption, but this, as far as I know, is called the spiked double single. And also, I would like to apologize for my voice. I don't know what's happening with it, but whatever. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what you're going to need. So to make this spiked double single, you're going to need your loom. Any loom will work for this tutorial. The instructions will be for all looms, and yeah, so you can use any loom you will have. You will also need your hook. Any hook will work as well. I'm just going to be using this basic plastic hook. And you will also need a clip. And in this tutorial, I'm just going to be using a C-clip just to mix it up a little bit, because I usually use S-clips, and now I have so many C-clips, so I'm going to be using that. Alright, so now not only will you need those things there, but you will also need, of course, rubber bands. And as you can see here, I have 3 different groups of rubber bands, and I'm just going to go ahead and explain what each group is. So this A group and these A rubber bands are the rubber bands that will be the double single chain. So the white rubber bands in this example. Then these B rubber bands in this B group. These rubber bands are going to be the spikes or spines in this bracelet. So the black rubber bands in this example. And then the C rubber bands are kind of optional, or well, the third group is optional, but I'm just going to be using a third color. But these C rubber bands will be the rubber bands that hold the double single chain together, and also what these spikes sit on. Now you will need a minimum of 2 colors, but I have 3 different groups. So if you're just confused, just have 3 different colors for each part. So these C rubber bands are going to be, well, the clear rubber bands in this example. You can't really see them because they're clear, but if the camera is awesome, you will see them. And again, apologies for my voice. Goodness. Now, also, the number of rubber bands that you will need is going to appear on the screen now. Alright. And now that you know what you're going to need, get the supplies you need and use the pause button so that you can do so, and I will see you once you have everything. Alright, so to begin making this bracelet, you're going to need to make sure that the arrow on your loom is pointing away from you, and you're also going to need to get the A rubber bands to start. So these A rubber bands are going to be the double single chain, or the double single chain is something else, but these A rubber bands are the double single, or the white rubber bands in this example. And, oop, hit the camera, sorry. And in this tutorial, they are going to be gray. So to begin, with the arrow pointing away from you, you're going to get an A color rubber band, and you're going to place it going outwards from this first middle pin to this first left pin. Then, once you're here on this left side of your loom, you're going to get another A color rubber band, and you're going to place it going from this first left pin to this second left pin. Then you're going to get another A color rubber band, and you're going to place it going from this second left pin to this third left pin. And what you're going to do is you're just going to continue placing A color rubber bands going all the way down this left pin bar on your loom until you get to this last left pin. So stop when you get to this last left pin. So I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward this part. Use the pause button if you need to. Alright, so as you can see here, I now have my single chain of rubber bands going up this left pin bar on my loom, and your loom should look something like this now. And once your loom looks something like that, you're going to return to this first middle pin once again, the arrow still pointing away from you, and you're going to get another A color rubber band, and you're going to place it going from this first middle pin to this second middle pin. Then here on this second middle pin, you're going to get another A color rubber band, and you're going to place it going from this second middle pin to this third middle pin. And you're going to do the exact same thing you did here on the left. Now in this middle pin bar, you're just going to continue placing A color rubber bands going down this middle pin bar on your loom. So I'm going to fast forward this part as well. Make sure you stop this single chain when you get to this last middle pin. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. Use the pause button if you need to. Alright, so as you can see here, I have I have placed this single chain of rubber bands going down this middle pin bar on my loom, and I have stopped when I got to this last middle pin. But what you're going to do once you get to this last middle pin is you're going to get another A color rubber band, and you're going to place it going inwards from this last middle pin to this last left pin. Goodness. But once you have placed that rubber band there, you are now done placing A color rubber bands for now, until, you should have one last A color rubber band left, and this rubber band will be placed later, so put it away for now. And now you're going to need to get your B color rubber bands. Alright, so you're going to want to get your B color rubber bands, and before I had all blue rubber bands, I decided to add another color, so I decided to add purple, just for the why nots, because why not? Blue and purple look nice together. But anyway, we're now going to place our B rubber bands, and to do this, we're going to need to make sure that the arrow is still pointing away from us, and, well, it's very easy to place these. What you're going to do is you're going to get your first B color rubber band, you're going to place it on this second left pin, and you're going to place all of your B color rubber bands on the left side of your loom. So you're just going to set the B color rubber band on this second left pin, not this first left pin, but the second. Then you're going to get another B color rubber band, and you're going to place it you're just going to set it on this third left pin now. Then you're going to get another B color rubber band, and you're going to place it on this fourth left pin. And that's pretty much all you're going to do. You're just going to continue just setting B color rubber bands on every middle pin except for this last middle pin and this second to last middle pin. So I'm going to go ahead and just continue placing B color rubber bands, and yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this part. Just use the pause button if you need to. Alright, well, that was easy, hopefully, but I mean, I don't know how that could be hard, but whatever. So, once you have placed all of the B color rubber bands, that you should have out on all of the left pins on this left pin bar, except for the first left pin and the last left pin. You are done placing B color rubber bands, and now it is time to get your C color rubber bands, or your rubber bands that will hold the double single together, and also what your spikes will be sitting on. Alright, so super sorry, I forgot to tell you, you're not going to stop placing B color rubber bands on the second to last left pin. You're going to place one more on this last, or you're going to place another B color rubber band on this second to last left pin. So like I said before, I said that you don't need to place one there, but you actually do. So make sure you place a B color rubber band on this second to last left pin. I completely forgot. I just had a brain fart or whatever. But make sure you place a B color rubber band on every single left pin on your loom, except for the first left pin and the last left pin. All the other left pins should have one. So anyway, now you can get your C color rubber bands and place them. So, to place your C color rubber bands, you're first going to need to get all of them. And to place them, it's very, very easy. All you're going to do is, with the arrows pointing away from you, is you're going to get your first C color rubber band, and you're going to place it going inwards from this second left pin to this second middle pin. So like this. Then you're going to get another C color rubber band, and you're going to place it going inwards again, but now inwards from this third left pin to this third middle pin. Like that. Then you're going to get another C color rubber band, and you're going to place it going inwards now from this fourth left pin to this fourth middle pin. And you should start to see a pattern now. You're going to place all of your C color rubber bands going inwards from a left pin to the same middle pin. So say the 7th left pin, you'll place the C color rubber bands going inwards to the 7th middle pin. That's pretty much all there is to it. So you're just going to continue placing all of your C color rubber bands on your loom, going inwards from the left to the middle pin bar, until you get to the second to last left pin and the second to last middle pin. You're not going to place a C color rubber band on the last left and middle pin. So just continue what you were doing, and I'm going to go ahead and just fast forward. So use the pause button if you need to. Alright, well, as you can see here, I have now placed a C color rubber band going inwards from a left pin to a middle pin of the same number. So second left pin, second middle pin, fifth left pin, fifth middle pin. Pretty much any pin you look at, any pin you look at, you will have a C color rubber band just stretching across them. But your loom should look something like this now, once you have placed your C color rubber bands. And now, once you have placed all of your C color rubber bands on your loom, and your loom looks something like that, now you're going to get your hook and your last A color rubber band you should have left, because now it is time to loom this bracelet and transfer a couple of rubber bands to a couple of places, or something. So, before you begin looming your bracelet, you're going to need to transfer all of the B color rubber bands onto these C color rubber bands above them. And to do that, well, it's very easy. All you gotta do is you gotta get your fingers and just grab a B color rubber band just sitting on a left pin, and just pull it over the pin and onto the C color rubber band above it. So as you can see, this B color rubber band is caught on the C color rubber band. Then you're going to do the same thing for another B color rubber band. You're going to grab a B color rubber band with your fingers, pull it over the pin and onto the C color rubber band above it. And you're just going to do this for all of the B color rubber bands on your loom. Oops, this one went over to the middle, but make sure that doesn't happen. Just transfer all of the B color rubber bands onto all of the C color rubber bands. So let me just turn my loom so you can see what I'm doing. I'm not going to fast forward this part because I'm pretty much already done, but just use the pause button if I go too fast. Alright, so now I have transferred all of the B color rubber bands on my loom onto all of the C color rubber bands on my loom. And once you have done that, you can now actually start looming your bracelet. So to start looming your bracelet, you're going to need your hook and the last A color rubber band you should have left. And you're going to turn your loom around so that the arrow is now pointing towards you. So I do apologize if you're not able to see my arrow, but it should be pointing towards you now. And what you're going to do is you're going to get your last A color rubber band and turn it into a cap band. Now to do this, what you're going to do is you're going to take this last A color rubber band, twist it into an 8 or infinity shape like so, then fold it like a book back on top of itself, so now it looks like you have 2 rubber bands instead of 1. And that's pretty much what a cap band is. It looks like you have 2 rubber bands, but you only have 1, so remember that. Now you're going to place this cap band on this first right pin. So now that you have this cap band on this first right pin, you can get your hook and begin to loom. And well, to loom this bracelet, it's very easy. It's just super duper easy. All you're going to do is, starting on this first right pin, is you're going to pull back the cap band, grab the top rubber band underneath of the cap band, and you might want to hold the cap band down so it does not come off the pin while you take this rubber band that's on your hook off the pin and loom it outwards to this first middle pin, and that is where this rubber band should be coming from. Then once you're here on this first middle pin, you're going to pull back the top rubber band, grab the bottom rubber band, and loom it forwards to the next middle pin. And in this case, the next middle pin is the second middle pin. So once you're here on this second middle pin, you have the C color rubber band you need to pull back. So you're going to pull that back, grab the bottom rubber band, and loom it forwards to the next middle pin. And in this case, it is the third middle pin. And that's all you're going to do. You're going to pull back the top rubber band, grab the bottom rubber band, and loom it forwards to the next middle pin, going all the way down this middle pin bar on your loom until you get to the last middle pin on your loom. So this last middle pin here. So I'm going to go ahead and just fast forward myself looming this single chain of rubber bands on the middle pin bar, and you're just going to continue looming the rubber bands on this middle pin bar as well. Make sure you do not skip any rubber bands, and make sure when you loom your rubber bands that the rubber band you loom grabs all of the rubber bands on that pin and pulls them forwards with it. So watch here. So when I loom this next rubber band, it grabs all of the rubber bands on this pin and pulls them forwards as I loom this rubber band forwards. So make sure that happens when you loom your rubber bands. If that does not happen, then your bracelet's going to fall apart. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. Use the pause button if you need to. Alright, so as you can see here, I have now loomed this single chain of rubber bands going through the middle pin bar on my loom, and you should have as well. And once you have done that, it is now time to loom the left pin bar or the left row of rubber bands on your loom. Or not the left, the other row of rubber bands on your loom that should be on the right side. And well, to do this, you're going to make sure that the arrow is still pointing towards you, and you're going to start on this first right pin once again, so wherever your cap band is. So to loom this right row of rubber bands, you're going to start on this first right pin and pull back the cap band with your hook. Then you're going to grab the bottom rubber band with your hook and loom it forwards to the next rubber band on this pin bar. And in this case, this rubber band will be loomed forwards to the second right pin. Then once you're here on the second right pin, you're going to do the same thing you did here on or in the middle. You're going to pull back the top rubber band, grab the bottom rubber band, and loom it forwards to the next right pin. And in this case, I have loomed it forwards to this third right pin. And that's all you're going to do. You're just going to pull back the top rubber band, grab the bottom rubber band, and loom it forwards to the next right pin on your loom, all the way up until you get to the last right pin on your loom. So this pin here. And also the same here on this pin bar. Make sure when you loom your rubber bands that when you loom them, they pull all the rubber bands on this pin forwards along with them. So as I loom this rubber band here, all of the rubber bands on this third, or actually this fourth right pin, are getting pulled with it. So make sure that's happening or your bracelet will fall apart when you take it off of your loom. So I'm going to go ahead and just fast forward myself looming this single chain. Use the pause button if you need to. Alright, so now as you can see here, I have finished looming this single chain of rubber bands on the right side of my loom, and you should have as well. And once you have done that, it is now time to loom this last rubber band here that goes inwards from this last right pin to this last middle pin. And to loom that rubber band, what you're going to do is you're going to go into this last right pin with your hook, grab the bottom rubber band, and loom it inwards to the last middle pin. That's all there is to it. Very simple. And once you have loomed that last rubber band there, it is now time to take your bracelet off of your loom so you can make your extension. And to do that, you're going to need your hook, so make sure you keep it out. You will also need another rubber band. I'm going to be using an A color rubber band. So go ahead and get those things so we can take our bracelet off of our loom. Alright, now taking this bracelet off of your loom is very, very easy. You're just going to need to make sure that the arrow on your loom is pointing towards you, and just pay attention to what I'm saying in this tutorial, and you'll take this thing off very successfully. So, anyway, if you hear that vibrating, it's the garage. My room is right above the garage. How convenient, you know? But anyway, to take this bracelet off of your loom, with the arrow pointing towards you, you're going to start on this first right pin, and you're going to get your hook, and you're going to just pull the cap band off of this first right pin. Now, let's come over here to this first middle pin. You're going to get your hook and take the rubber bands off of that pin as well. And well, that's all you're going to do. You're just going to get your hook, grab the rubber bands on a little pin, and take them off with your hook, just like that. And you're going to do this for all the pins on your loom, except for the rubber bands here on this last middle pin. do not take the rubber bands off of this last middle pin. You will need them so you can start your extension. So I'm just going to fast forward myself, taking the rubber bands off of my loom, and you're just going to continue as well. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. Use the pause button if you need to. Alright, so now as you can see here, I have taken all of the rubber bands off of my loom except for these here on this last middle pin. And once you have done what I have done here now, well, what you're going to do now is you're going to get your hook, and the first rubber band you're going to include in your extension. And what you're going to do is with your hook is you're going to stick it in this last middle pin, and make sure you stick it down far enough so that when you have your hook out to the side, it catches all the rubber bands on this pin. And you're going to now, once you have your hook sticking out and off to the side, you're going to get the first rubber band in your extension and slide it into your hook's mouth like this. Just like that. And you're going to slide your hook back up through this middle pin. And now you should only have this rubber band that was on your hook before still on it. And you're going to put this other end of the rubber band onto your hook as well. And then you can take these rubber bands off of this middle pin here. So once you have this on your hook and no longer on your loom, now you're just going to need to get a few more rubber bands and also maybe keep your loom out. You could get a fork or use your fingers. But you're going to need some more rubber bands and your bracelet still on your hook, like this, so you can make your extension. So to make your extension, you're going to need 2 pins, any 2 pins on your loom, your hook with your bracelet still on it, some more rubber bands for your extension, and you're also going to want to have your clip nearby so you can attach it later. So make sure you have that nearby. Now, to make your extension, you're going to need to first choose any 2 pins on your loom. I'm just going to be using these 2 here. Then, you're going to attach this rubber band that is on your hook onto these 2 rubber bands. So you're going to get one of these 2 layers. I'm going to grab this one here. And you're going to put it on one pin. Then you're going to get the other layer and attach it to the other pin. Just like that. Very simple. And now, once you have your rubber band stretched across these 2 pins you have chosen, you can now make an extension of any bracelet that you want, as long as that bracelet only requires 2 pins on your loom. So you could make a fishtail extension if you wanted to. But in this tutorial, I'm just going to be showing you how to make a simple single chain extension. So to make a simple single chain extension, you're just going to get an extension rubber band, and you're going to stretch it across these same 2 pins as this rubber band you just transferred onto these 2 pins. So your loom should look something like this now. And then you're going to want to get your hook, and you're going to want to loom this bottom rubber band over the pins. So you're going to get your hook, grab the bottom rubber band, and pull it over the pin it is on and onto this rubber band above it. And make sure you do this on both sides of your loom or your rubber band. So you get something like this. Then you're going to get another extension rubber band, and you're going to stretch it across these same 2 pins as the rubber band placed before them. And you're going to get your hook and loom the bottom rubber band over the pins it is on both sides of the rubber band, like so. and you get a final product like this. So if I'm going a little too fast, I'm going to go ahead and show you 2 more times, a little more slowly. So to make this simple single chain extension, you're going to get another extension rubber band, and you're going to stretch it across these 2 pins, the same 2 pins as the rubber band placed before. And you're going to get your hook and loom the bottom rubber band over the pins it is on both sides of the rubber band. Get your hook and just pull the rubber bands over the pin. And your end product should be something like this. Now I'm going to show you one more time. You're going to get an extension rubber band, stretch it across these same 2 pins as the rubber band placed before, and you're going to get your hook, and you're going to loom the bottom rubber band over the pins it is on and onto the rubber band above it. Make sure you do this on both pins. And your end product is something like this. So now that I've shown you pretty much more than enough times how to make this single chain extension, I now have a single chain extensions already forming, and yours should be doing that as well. And all you're going to do is you're going to continue this simple pattern of placing and looming until your extension is long enough so your bracelet will fit around your wrist. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward the video here. Just use the pause button if you need to. Alright, so now as you can see here, my extension is now long enough so that my bracelet will fit around my wrist. Yep. And once your extension is long enough, you are now going to get your clip. Oop, sorry Loom. You're going to now get your clip and still have your hook out, because now it is time to finish off your bracelet and attach both ends to each other so you can wear it. So to do this, what you're going to do is you're going to get your hook one last time, and you're going to grab one side of the rubber band that is on these 2 pins you have chosen originally. You can grab one side of this rubber band on one of the pins with your hook, and you're going to carefully pull it off of that pin. Make sure this rubber band stays on your hook, and you're going to bring it over to the other end of this rubber band on the other pin. So you get something like this on your loom. Then you can finally put your hook away for now until you make another bracelet or something else. And what you're going to do is you're going to grab the single chain, so the extension, and pull it back so that this rubber band gets pulled back as well. And you're going to pull it back to another pin on your loom. So let me just show you again, because I don't think you were able to see. So grab the single chain so you can pull this rubber band back to another pin on your loom. This can be a little difficult, so you can use your other hand. There we go. So now you get something like this. Now you can get your clip, and you can attach your clip to this now stretched out extension rubber band. So let me put on my C-clip. That. And you can use any clip just in case if you're wondering. But just attach your clip to this stretched out rubber band. And once you have your clip on this stretched out extension rubber band, you can pull it off of the pins. And now your clip should be attached to one end of your bracelet. Now, you're going to attach your clip to the other end of your bracelet, and the other end of your bracelet is your cap band. So to attach your clip onto the cap band, you're going to get your cap band and stretch it across any 2 pins on your loom. So like this. And then, you're going to get your clip on the other end of your bracelet, and you're just going to attach it onto your cap band. So super duper easy. Let me just go ahead and show you what the cap band looks like before you put the clip on. So you get something like this on your loom. Right, so now I'm going to go ahead and attach my clip. And once you have your clip on your cap band, you can take your cap band off of the pins. And now your clip should be attached to both ends of your bracelet. So once this is true for you, you can go ahead and put your bracelet on. And bam! So as you can see here, I am now wearing my spiked double single bracelet. And well, the only problem I'm having with this bracelet is that sometimes these spikes, or spines, whatever I'm calling this, are kind of going through the other end of the bracelet, like this. And if you are getting this, it's very simple to fix. All you have to do is come up here to the top side of the bracelet where you want the spikes to stick up. You're just going to grab that rubber band that's going the wrong direction and just pull it up like so. So here's another one, just gonna grab it and pull it up. Just come here. And make sure you do this for all of your rubber bands so you get the best look possible. But now it looks like my bracelet is absolutely fine. Maybe perfect, I don't know. But anyway, now it is time for the outro. So I would like to thank you for watching my tutorial. Hopefully this tutorial showed you how to make my my spiked double single bracelet successfully. And hopefully now you are wearing your spiked double single, and hopefully you are enjoying your spiked double single. Or maybe you're just saying, ugh, this was a waste of time. Why didn't I look at the thumbnail to see what this bracelet looks like? Well, I guess I should have done that. But, yeah, whatever, just kidding. But, anyway, thanks for watching my tutorial, and hopefully you have your bracelet now. And, yeah, so thanks for watching, and bye!